So, all week we have been looking at books that teach us a lesson. And this is really important because the books aren't just written so that we look at the characters and the setting. A lot of the books that we read have a deeper meaning that we can pull out of it, just like in The Recess Queen. And today we're going to look at the most magnificent thing. So while I'm reading, I want you to think about, is there something that we can learn from this book? This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things, he unmakes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it, and she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she's finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even sort of okay. It is all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. She adds antenna. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese. But none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. Crunch! The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. This is the perfect thing to ward off bears. This will stop that leak. This one's all wet. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. The pair take a good, long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. So, something that I learned from this book is that I realized through the book she made things that she didn't like. She thought some things were too heavy, some things didn't look right, it wasn't the right shape, it wasn't the right color. But she never actually gave up. She kept fighting and thinking and working through the anger and the frustration. Sometimes all it takes is for us to just step away, to clear our head, take a walk like she does. Sometimes that's what I do, or put on some music, and then you forget about all the anger, and then you're ready to tackle on the challenge again. So even in this learning online, I know it's not as fun as being in class, and it's hard. Some days are harder than others, and it's hard for me too because I don't get to see you guys. I don't get to hear your questions. I feel like I can't help you as much as I should be able to. And sometimes when I get that frustration and that anger, like I'm not doing something right, I just need to take a step back. We need to take a deep breath. We need to take a walk. We need to have a cup of water. Maybe you need to put on your favorite happy song. And then we come back to it with a clear head. And I think that's a really great lesson to learn too. And even sometimes when you guys get frustrating, if you're trying to write your poem and you just have writer's block and you can't think of anything, go take a walk. Gage, go jump on your trampoline. Brock, go play with your brothers. Wyatt, go play with your dog. There are so many things we can do to clear our head before we're ready to tackle the challenge again. And sometimes that's all we need. So, what I want you to do, I want you to remember this. It's not always going to be easy, especially right now. But if you ever feel frustrated, just take a deep breath, maybe close your eyes, and think about a happy moment. Maybe your happy moment is going outside and just looking up at the sky. Maybe your happy moment is going to play with your pet. Maybe your happy moment is going to snuggle up with your stuffed animal. And go do that and clear your head and then come back ready to tackle your challenge. And I think that that will help a lot of us. So in reading today, I want you guys to remember these lessons that we're learning. I want you to watch the video that I have posted, and I want you to tell me what we learned from this video. Happy watching. It's a little bit of a silly one.